Welcome everybody to another week of Thunderdome Fantasy Weekly Report. It's your GM, your commissioner, your CEO. It's Mr. Devin Creel, the GM of the Dragons. You see it on the bottom. We'll go ahead and get that co-commissioner in here, Mr. John Creel, the vice CEO, the whatever you
Yeah,
know who it is, the
GM of the
Hammerheads
Hammerheads.
GM. There
Most
you go.
importantly, GM of the
And
Hammerheads.
we also got some people on the backstage waiting around. I'll get to them in a minute. They're a little busy, but as soon as they get ready, I will bring them out. It is none other than the Senators GM, Mr. Ben Wilson, the number one team in the league, I believe. Yeah, number one team in the league, sitting pretty at 5-2 right now. He's got a nice little position right now. We'll see how it slides for the last 10 weeks.
Yep.
But as of right now, actually,
Go
well,
ahead
not
and
10 weeks
oak
for
it up.
us. We got 7 weeks of fantasy football left, our regular season fantasy left, and then we got 3 weeks of football after that.
Oh
We don't
man,
do
it's
we
hard
don't
to
do
believe.
week 18. So,
It's hard to believe it's almost like you're on a downhill slide, man.
oh, I
It
mean,
goes too quick.
already on the back half of the regular season,
Yep.
man, and it's crazy. Uh, First off, on behalf of the Thunderdome Corporation, I apologize for last week. We got a little we got a little sloppy. I
Just
apologize
a
for
little.
previous weeks as where I haven't been doing the coach of the week or the players of the week. I've strayed off that. I've been working this Halloween Horror Night season, so I don't get off till late. And by the time I get home, I don't have time to get everything set up and get everything in my mind, and I'm just jumping on. So I do want to say that we are going to do that this week. I'm not going back over all the other weeks or whatever, but we are going to do this week. And I apologize for the previous weeks that has been on me. That is definitely my fault. Uh, After saying that, here we go, bringing in old Ben Wilson back on the.
What's going on?
Up,
And
man.
I like how you talk about how it's so early in the season for my first place lead. I ain't going nowhere.
No, it's the middle of the season. I mean, it's too early for that, but
I ain't going nowhere.
it's
This is
still
my
early.
home. It's a
You're
comfy chair.
making.
I like it a lot.
Okay.
All right.
We got
Well,
people say we got teams that are preparing and positioning. So
Dude, I've been looking at my schedule. I've got 2 nasty weeks coming up. I think it's week 10 and 11, and one of them's when I play you, John. And I've got half my team on bye, and I'm like, damn it. So I already know I got 2 rough weeks, but the rest of them I'm going to win.
all right.
oh,
Hey,
oh,
if you want to
we
stand on that, go ahead. I quit doing all that.
no,
I
no.
think we
He is speaking
This is my
about
first time in the seat.
week 10. He plays Hendrix Mafia. Week 11 he plays Showtime 49ers. Week 12 he plays Hammerheads. So yeah, he's got a little schedule coming
Yeah,
up
he's got
That's
next
going to be
couple
fun end of
weeks.
the year, yeah.
yeah.
Right there, them crucial weeks. 11 through 14. Them crucial weeks.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so
Teams
it might
like
change a little.
teams like Los Patos and Bucks Life have to start now. This is their week.
Yeah.
If they don't do it now,
Yep.
playoff will be lacking for them this year again for both of them. Again for both of them. Neither one made playoffs last year either. So,
Right.
uh, but anyway, we'll get into y'all seen the scores last week. Y'all seen what happened. Y'all seen who won. There was a couple gimme games due to
Conflicting schedules.
conflicting schedule. That's exactly what I'll say. I don't want to say it was on them because they were working or they were sick. That
Yeah.
it's
There was
more
all
just
sorts of things
conflicting
going on.
issues.
There
Conflicting
you go.
issues, exactly. So, but there was a couple of those easy wins. Myself being one of them, and Mr. Ben being the other one up against Angels, who was out from sickness all week last week. So, and Sean was working all day, all day, So,
All the
all
time.
day. So
All the time.
we'll get into little fantasy talks. I mean, we'll go ahead and do the players of the week from last week. Let's get that out of the way. We'll do players of the week from last week. Offensive side. Ooh, that's wrong button. Offensive side.
Lord have mercy. I don't even think I
Damn.
didn't even notice that.
Damn, I don't even think I could do last week. Everybody's gonna be on 0. You know what I mean? So I gotta go to week 7. Yeah, week 7. There we go. Fan points. All players. Here we go. Player of the week. Offensive player of the week. Lamar Jackson. 44 points. That is the starting QB for Thad Castle's team. Yes. Long-time keeper for Thad Castle's team.
Exactly. And he got him
put up huge points.
Yeah,
he had him in like the 17th round. Now he's all the way up to like the 14th round. Yeah, he's definitely got him a good star quarterback, top 5 QB real late.
Yep.
Second place was Baker Mayfield, who put up 33 points. So that just goes to show you the difference in pointage, 44.44 to 33. You know, that's 11 points that he put up more than anybody else in the offensive side last week. We'll go ahead with that defensive side. Defensive side was none other than Cody Barton. Sorry. Yeah, Cody Barton, linebacker for the Denver Broncos. Jeez.
That was the Thursday night
He was
game,
actually, right? Yeah, that was the Thursday night game, and he was actually on the free agency. He put up 29.20 points. Second place player was Dante Fowler Jr., who put up 28.70 points. So not much of a wiggle room between them. And Barton is a free agent. He did that on the free agency. But don't act like it was something you missed out on, because he never scored over 7 points in any previous game. So
right, that's one of those that you would jump out there and get, and then the next week he'll
probably like I do. I'll go grab a player that scores like 3 weeks in a row of double digits, and then as soon as I put him on my team, the double digit shit goes away. Like they put out like 0.5 points from Mr. Hall the other week. Like
I'm hoping I just picked up. I picked up Ivan Pace for tonight because the guy that normally starts linebacker for Minnesota is out. So Ivan Pace Jr. is taking over his linebacker position. And even when he wasn't the lead, he was getting good points. So I'm like, I'm putting him in and I'm really hoping, but I'm hoping that's not my like good fuck it game. You know, like I'm really hoping I don't get the fuck it game tonight.
Well, here we go. We're going to go with week 7's coach of the week. I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and say Thad Castle's team. Two top six teams playing against each other, which was the only game like that. Actually, no, I'm gonna take that back.
Oh. Sorry.
John played Orange Crush last week, and Orange Crush was ranked higher last week than.
Yeah, I think he had me by. I think he was ranked higher by like 1. Because we were all sitting at what was?
No, y'all were tied together. Y'all were both 4-2 last week, and then So I will go with the Hammerheads. Then I mean, Thad Castle's team put up the most points. Kush Crushers and Thad Castle's team were 4-2 last week too. So there was 2 games that were 4-2 going against each other. Thad Castle's team versus Kush Crushers, and you versus Orange Crush. So I mean, it could go. I'm gonna go with Thad Castle's team. He put up 240.
Dude, he put up the numbers that he closed the gap between me and him by a lot last week. Like I had a big gap. I think it was almost 100 points, and he chopped that down by like 60, 70 points.
Yeah, he did.
He closed the gap.
You only got 183, so he closed that gap.
He closed that gap like a champ.
That's crazy. All right, well, I'll give that to Thad Castle's team. David Godinez with Coach of the Week. Big win over Kush Crushers, who was previously ranked first place a couple weeks ago. So, big win. I mean, for one, when it comes to fantasy talks, like we were talking earlier in the season, I was like, oh, Rashad White was that player that I've lost that in myself. Like, I think I talked him up so much, I jinxed the motherfucker. And he just ain't doing what I was expecting him to pull off for the rest of the season. But what I will say is my sneak ass pick of picking Baker Mayfield has been a fucking bonus, because he has been a stud. Like, I literally looked at last year's stats for QBs, and I seen that Baker Mayfield was like 2nd or 3rd place in fantasy quarterbacks for QBs last year. And I was like, you know what? I bet nobody's looking at his ass. And I was right. I got him super fucking late. And he is playing. He's I mean, he's still throwing. He's playing like Jameis Winston, in my opinion. He's throwing picks, but he's also throwing the shit out of the ball as well. You know what I mean? 300 plus yard passing, 3 TDs, 2 interceptions. Like,
it's that Brett Favre style, man. Sling it and pray. Yeah, that's Brett Favre style right there.
Grip it and rip it, right?
Yep.
So the
what is it? You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Right. So, in saying that, and it's funny you bring up Jameis Winston because he's going to get to start with Cleveland this week. So that brings up,
and in my opinion, it's sad that they even had to fucking think about it. That they were actually going to put Dorian Thomas Robinson or Robinson Thomas or whatever the hell his name is in over Jameis Winston. Yeah, I mean. And they did last week when Deshaun got hurt. They put him in before Jameis. Jameis is a proven vet, whereas Dorian's been in a couple games and he hasn't been great in any of those couple games.
It's. I think it was more of a thing because, look, let's face it. Everybody knows that Deshaun Watson, the only reason he is there is because of his contract. That is the only reason he's in the starting position. Only. I think it was as much as I hate to say it, because I don't like to see anybody get injured, especially, I don't know. I hate to see anybody get injured. But Deshaun being kind of sus lately with his, over the past few years.
It was a blessing in disguise for Cleveland. Yes. It was a blessing in disguise. That's the best way to put it, because they needed a change and they weren't willing to make the change. And this was just
because of that freaking contract.
Because of that contract, like you said.
Dude, I feel like that.
Go ahead, Ben.
I feel like that with Flacco and Richardson, man. I feel like Richardson needs to stay out. Flacco needs to stay in because he was 7 touchdowns to 1 interception versus Richardson over 5 games was more interceptions than touchdowns and didn't even come close to his number. What the fuck? And now they're putting Richardson back in. It's why are they doing that?
It's so.
I understand why with Richardson. Because they drafted him in the top 5 or whatever last year, and they're invested in him. So I understand why they did it. But Flacco, dude, I get you.
Okay, but also too, I'm sorry.
No,
you froze there for a second. I was there. Did we lose him?
Yeah,
I know. I'm wondering the same thing. Oh, we lost in thought or internet.
I did kind of lost a little bit of both. So from the way I've heard it talk, a lot of it, gotta say goodnight to my little buddy. Say, hey, everybody.
Hey.
All right. Good night, buddy. All right. So basically, the way I'm understanding it, it's that on the job training, basically. One of the best ways that they're going to learn is by fire. And if you're making that much money and you're that high a draft pick, it's trial by fire. They're going to put you out there and you're going to have to try to learn.
And I think it's going to come down to what we were talking about last week with these quarterbacks of how they're ending up being better later in their years rather than earlier in their season. I think that's where it's going to come to play out with Richardson. He might get released after his third, fourth. Yeah, Geno Smith. That's a perfect analysis for him as well. Because
Geno Smith was in the league for 8 or 9 years before he got this starting gig with Seattle.
Sorry, the word was analogy, not analysis. My bad.
Yeah. No, you got it. But I mean, it was perfect in what you're, for what you're saying. Him being in the league as long as he was as a backup, he still had the skills that, it just took him a little longer to regain that opportunity. More than likely, Geno probably picked up, it started getting it about 4 years in. But because the league completely changed from how it used to work, instead of having a quarterback sit behind your proven starter for a while, now they throw you
Favre
into
with
it.
Rodgers,
Exactly.
Steve
Right.
Young with
Even
Joe
Love with
Montana,
Rodgers.
Exactly. It's very rare that
Mahomes
you
with
see that. Though.
Mahomes with Alex Smith. I
Yep.
mean,
It's just rare that you see that. So
It just
more than likely, personally, I think if it were still around that period or that era, I think Geno would have probably been a starter a lot sooner because it took him a little longer to get it.
I think the same thing for Jameis. I
Yeah.
think
Jameis
Jameis could
Winston.
be that guy. Yeah, because this
Yeah,
week with
absolutely.
Cleveland, he's going to get his chance. And what a way to put your stamp on is if they can beat Baltimore this week. I believe they're at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're at home. If you can beat your division rival Baltimore, who's I think the division leader right now,
Mm-hmm.
if
He's gotta
Jameis can
have to
go
use
out
his
there
arm.
and he's got to do it without interceptions. He can't
Right.
go out there and
Yep.
throw 3 picks like Baker did. You know, he's got to go out there and have a 3 TD game, 200 plus, 250 plus passing yards,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah, because they've been doing good on the
Chubb-
ground, stopping the run.
exactly.
Yeah.
Chubb,
Yep.
he's got to come in this week and show because I mean,
Well, see, that's the difference because the Cleveland Browns style that they're going to run out there is completely
that
different
run.
from the Tampa Bay. Because you got to think about it, Tampa Bay hasn't had a real run game since
Work done. Mike Allstott.
Well, Doug Martin, I would say,
Yeah,
was
that's the
probably
new.
about
Yeah,
the
that would. Yeah,
last part that I can remember. Doug Martin was probably the last back that they could rely
the
on.
muscle hamster.
Yep. So, the offensive scheme is different. It's not all on him to do it. I mean, all he's got to do is, as much as I hate
It's
to say
going to
it,
open him up.
Well,
It's going to open him up. It should if they. I mean that offensive line for Cleveland has always opened holes for the running game. So if they can't get the running game going, then yeah, Jameis is going to struggle like trying to be the one. But if they can get that running game and the defense can hold Lamar to minimal, maybe half.
Well, good luck. Because I'm telling you right now, that Ravens offense is firing on all freaking cylinders right now.
I don't like it.
For real.
They gave him Derrick Henry, and now his ass is
Derrick Henry is killing it.
They just feed it to him. They're like, he can do it,
bro.
And
I was thinking, he's on his down climb, but then Tennessee traded his ass away. I'm fucking killing myself that I don't have Derrick Henry as my number 2 pick no more, man.
He is so far. He is the Ashton Genty of fucking NFL right now.
Bro, Ashton Jenney, that's another one, man. I hope he comes in and plays good. I hope that, dude. I'm at the point right now. I hope the Timberwolves. I believe that's who Anthony Edwards plays for. I hope the Timberwolves win the damn championship so that he comes to football, bro. Like he's already said that if he wins the championship within the next couple of years, he'll retire and go to NFL.
That remains to be seen. I mean,
dude.
Look,
I'm getting leaked on.
Anthony Edwards is the only player in the NBA right now that believes in the old school mentality of I want to be on the court all 82 games. Screw a bruise, screw a sprain. I'll be on the court. Like the fans pay to see me. I want to be out there for the fans. Like that's why I'm so big on Anthony. Like the rest of the NBA players, I don't give 2 craps about them, bro. Half of them cannot even play literally. Half of them can't even play like 60 games a year, and out of 82 games, you know what I mean? It's ridiculous. But back on the NFL thing, the reason why I brought Anthony Edwards up is for my next comment. There was a comment of something about him tackling Derrick Henry, and he said, "I might not be able to light his ass, but I'll hit him." And Derrick's response was, "Hell no."
That's stiff arm.
I mean, you're talking about a brick I mean, Derrick
Bro,
Henry is
bro, bro.
stoked.
All right, now I thought about this too. Derrick Henry 6'3", 247 pounds. Anthony
6'4".
Edwards right now is, well, with cleats and pads, yeah, 6'4", but on stats he's 6'3", 247 pounds. I looked this up earlier whenever I had seen the comment, and Anthony Edwards is 6'4", 225 pounds. But if he was to bulk up and try to put on that football weight before coming out there, they're basically the same size player.
I'm gonna
You
tell
know
you
what I
right
mean?
now, he
I
better
guarantee
have.
you Derek will still put the hit on him, but they are kind of the same size. If
Imagine being
Anthony
wedged in
Edwards
the
goes
middle
out
of
there and
that, man.
gains 15, oh yeah, it's dude.
Okay, so
Oh.
all
I
right.
don't
So
think
that being said, let's look at some comparison. Let's talk about something else. Okay, Anthony Edwards comes to the league, right? Let's
what
just say
position would he play.
well, let's just say he stays at the weight that he's at right now.
Yeah,
We don't
225.
even know how fast he is. Basketball court.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
We don't
wanna
know any of that. Yeah.
For one, just because you're a athlete right now, don't mean you can be able to chase Derrick Henry down. You're gonna have to be able to
Very
chase
true.
him down.
Very true.
He thinks he's
then
going to
if he
Michael
adds-
Jordan it.
Yeah. Then if he adds 15 pounds, that's probably gonna slow him down. So yeah, he's got to catch him first.
He's got to catch him first.
He's got to catch him first. You can talk all the shit about lighting somebody up all day long, but guess what? If you
I said Derek could probably still light him up. I didn't say Anthony. I'm just saying if they did get the same, if they did bulk up and get up there, it would probably be a more even match. But I guarantee you, Derek's gonna go forward. He's gonna go forward. Like, you might. That's why I said whenever he made the comment, he said I might not be able to lay a hit on him, but I'll hit him. You know what I mean? He's like, but I'll hit him. He's like,
hell, I would hit him too for the amount of money they're throwing around. Yeah, I'll hit him. Shit, I don't care. But yeah.
Okay, so apparently Anthony Edwards was a quarterback in high school. He wouldn't even play defense. He would be on the offensive side of the ball. He'd probably come in as a receiver, and then
he'd be a gadget like
hell no, let him play quarterback. If he can play quarterback, let him play.
He played. He had 1,000 in his senior year. I guess he had 1,118 yards, 13 TDs. His passer rating was 139. He had 79 completions out of 133 attempts, and only 2 picks.
Sounded like he went to Dixie. That type of passing stats right there.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
I mean, so he was offense. I don't know. It says more football stats. He might have played both ways. High school, a lot of plays play both ways.
Well, we have spoke entirely too much on Anthony Edwards right now.
Anyway, yeah, back to football. Derrick Henry is how this whole thing started. Derrick Henry is a beast, man. He's a fucking beast, and I'm upset that I traded his ass.
He is probably.
What was your most disappointing draft pick this year?
Most disappointing?
Disappointing draft pick as of now. We asked this question a few weeks ago, but
as of now,
wait.
Oh God. It was Cooper Kupp a couple weeks ago, but shit.
Not
His first game, he didn't even know the playbook. He was out there on the field asking Keon Coleman, the rookie, what route he was supposed to run.
Amari Cooper?
Yeah, I was like, that's who mine was a couple of weeks ago. So now I'm like, hold on, let me think of who it is now, because Amari scored more points last week than any other week.
Hey, and
he didn't even know nothing.
As long as he's got old buddy out of Florida State to show him what route to run, he'll be all right.
Yeah, Keon Coleman. Yeah, that shit was funny.
So I don't know, man. That's.
I'm gonna say Laporta. I'm gonna say Laporta. I'm gonna say my keeper, Laporta.
That's what I was about to ask. Does that count as the draft pick, or are we talking about keeper?
Well, I mean, yeah, that's a good. All right, what's your non-keeper? I know Nakua was your most disappointing keeper. I get that, bro. That's rough.
No, wow, most disappointing.
Christian Kirk.
That's fair.
Christian Kirk. And Gabe
Um,
Davis too, but I don't even have Gabe Davis. But just receivers, and the only one doing anything is Brian Thomas, and I think that's where we're losing. Well, we're throwing to the same damn receiver fucking 20 times, but
Give me just a minute, man. I'm having.
I know
I gotta go
I'm
through and
rambling.
look. Fuck. You know,
Shit, Debo too. Debo's ass is so damn inconsistent. The shit irritates me, and he's injured all the damn time.
Most of the people that weren't performing, I've already fucking let go. I've already swapped them out for somebody else. So, oh man, that's hard. I'm gonna have to go with Kelsey. I'm gonna have to go with Travis Kelsey because I know they talk about, oh, he's just kind of saving himself for the playoff run and this and that. But dude, I didn't draft you for the fucking playoff run. I drafted you for the first you're the first pick. So
yeah,
so I would have to say Travis Kelsey.
I'm probably going to go with Downs, man. The only 2 good games he's had so far is with Flacco.
But that's what I was just about to say. I get that, and I completely understand that.
Dude, it's so disappointing.
What sucks is it's not his fault. If you watch Michael Pittman, it's kind of funny and mysterious that Michael Pittman has been injured like every week that Anthony Richardson comes back. I think he's doing that shit on purpose because he knows he's not going to get the fucking ball because Anthony Richardson ain't going to throw it to him or he can't get it to him.
So why play?
So I don't know. It just seems weird. Something about that doesn't seem right. Every time Flacco's in, boom, he's playing.
Yeah, and getting yards too.
Exactly. So,
hey,
that's
if I'm Michael Pittman, who has been an injury prone earlier in his years,
right.
Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. If I'm not touching the ball, why am I gonna go out here on this field and get beat up, to get two catches for 12 yards? Yep. I'm 100 with that.
Or risk it and be like, getting a hospital ball like Gardner Minshew's throwing half the time.
Yeah.
Because look what happened last time. He got fucked up.
He literally just throws the ball in the direction he sees his guy. He don't look what's around it. He's like, there's my guy, and he throws it over there. He's like, oh shit, there's 3 people there after he already threw the ball. He's like, oh and that tackle with Roquan Smith, dude, that was a dirty tackle in my opinion. He landed on the dude's ankle. Yeah. Like I know he was trying to, roll around or whatever, but the more I watched the replay, the more it looked like Roquan twisted when he fucking landed on him. And I'm like, damn, man, that's on Godwin.
Yeah,
because across the middle, man. The more I looked at the tackle, the more you see like how friggin' Roquan kind of lands on his friggin' ankles as he's pulling him down. Yeah. Like it just, I'm not saying Roquan did it on purpose by no means. I'm just saying the weight of Roquan Smith linebacking ass tackling this guy on his ankles, not up in his calf area or his thigh area, on his ankles, like falling on, like something. It was no wonder something snapped out like that. It was just rough. Like I was like, damn, if he'd have tackled me like that, both of my feet would have been broke. Like you still got 1 foot, bro. You lucky because my little ass, I'm getting broke in half. I ain't but at $185. Plus, I fell off the jungle gym and at Garnto about killed myself. So, all right, who about you for your keeper? Do you have a keeper that you're disappointed with? I don't think you do. You got
No, I
Aaron
don't.
Jones,
I got Reed,
Jaden
Jones, and
Reed,
Jacobs. They
and
go up and
yeah,
down, but I mean, Reed, Chase, and Jones. And honestly,
Jones.
they can have better weeks, but dude, it's Reed, Chase, and Jones. Like these guys are solid, man. I had a good keeper core this year. I honestly, if I was most disappointed in all of them, I would probably have to say Chase, even though he's still phenomenal. But like anytime Jones is in, he's overshooting his projection, except for when he got injured. Every other week he's beat his projection. Reed, other than last week, is just the man in Green Bay. He blew past Christian Watson. He blew past Romeo Dobbs. Wicks doesn't stand a chance. I mean, even the tight ends who are blowing up, it's still Reed 90% of the time. Like, I guess Chase is the most disappointing, but I'd still draft him at second.
Yeah, I don't blame you. What about you, John?
Dude. Like, I'll do it again next year.
Oh, this is the easiest
Probably
one
the
of them
same
all.
three.
Easiest
Unless
one of them all.
Oh yeah, you
Dude,
traded for him. You traded Eckler
Zamir
away, bro.
I traded Eckler away for Zamir fucking White.
Oh, that's a
And
rough
I-
dude.
just blew up in my face. Yeah, it was just
Yeah,
completely
and I
gone.
have
Yeah,
Eckler.
dude.
And Eckler's been pretty solid for me. Other than one game last week against Carolina, he's put up a lot of good points. And the game that he was out against Arizona. I wish I'd have got him in John's round, but I'll take him where I got it.
Dude, for those of you who needed a tight end, I picked up Hunter Henry off the wire now that Drake May's been playing. Y'all slipped on that one. I got Brock Bowers and Hunter Henry for fucking tight end right now.
I went and grabbed Njoku up because I seen he was coming back, and then I seen that Watson got hurt, and actually it was because Amari got traded. So I was like, oh, Amari got traded, Njoku's gonna get the ball. And then sure enough, he was getting the ball, or he wasn't getting the ball from Deshaun, but as soon as Deshaun went out, he was getting the ball. I was like, I knew this shit was going to happen.
I remember, because everybody goes, oh, I see what y'all are doing.
Yeah.
I think they said
Tillman.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Tillman is too.
It worked out great.
I was even thinking, I was like, damn, I should have grabbed Tillman as well when I did that shit.
Just snuck them both.
So I was thinking, I was like, damn, I should have snuck them both. I was mad enough at Cooper Kupp that I was like, you know what? I'm gonna drop not Cooper Kupp.
What the hell is going on? Oh, I bet our Wi-Fi is fucking up right
Cortland Sutton.
I can't believe Sutton dropped such a shit number for you this week, dude. That was insane.
0 targets, 0 catches, and he's the number 1 receiver in Denver. Yeah,
I had dude. My week.
I think we lost John.
I think we did. Between Reed, Downs, and Dell, I had 9 points
good?
between the two of them.
I guess so.
Are you good, John?
Apparently our Wi-Fi started fucking up. I don't know.
Yeah. But between Reed, Downs, and Dell, I had less than 9 points altogether between the 3 of them, dude. Like last week was the week before it was like 60 for the 3 of them. This week it was less than 9 for the 3 of them. Like it really took a nosedive last week. I'm hoping this week it wakes back up.
No. Yeah, the biggest. So how about the biggest surprise? The biggest, that one player on your team that is the biggest surprise so far. And
I know for sure.
We've talked about this. I think we've talked about this like almost every show. What you said last week is time.
I'm just gonna go with it's just cutting in and out. I heard him though. My biggest surprise is Baker, that he was able to keep it up from last year.
That's fair.
He's able to keep putting up those friggin' 30+ points a week, man. That's just crazy, bro. I mean, I don't know if it's 30+, but he's got 37 the first week, 20 the second, 10 the third, 32, 29, 33, 33. So I mean, yeah, he's putting up big points. And if he can keep that up, it's be the first time I had a quarterback. Dude, he was ranked number 1 the other day, I believe. He's number 2. He is ranked 2nd in fantasy football right now. Like
behind who? Gino.
I'm pretty sure. Is it Gino?
I think so.
Wow. I would not have
There's no way
expected
it's
that.
Geno Smith. There's no
I
way
know,
it's Geno
right?
Smith,
Go
bro.
look. Go
I'm
look,
looking
Dennis,
at
where'd he go?
season total.
It
It's
was Derek
behind
Carr
Lamar
earlier this year, so
Jackson.
anybody.
Oh, okay.
Lamar
That was
Jackson.
just after that
Oh,
game
it's
last week.
Yeah, because now Geno's ranked 11th.
Oh,
Chris
geez.
Godwin was 10th. Jamar Chase
Oh, you're
9th.
doing
Kyler.
total. I was doing quarterback only.
No, total. All of them. Total fantasy. That's what. Yeah, whenever you go and look at your player, and it tells you the rank right there above or whatever, that is the rank of everyone in fantasy football. And Lamar's first, Baker's second, Joe Burrow's third, Josh Allen's fourth, Derrick Henry is fifth.
Jesus.
Yeah, Derrick Henry is the first person that's not a quarterback, and he's ranked fifth, and he's only 48 points behind Lamar. Lamar's a quarterback. Yeah, Lamar's a quarterback.
That's insane.
Malachi.
So yeah, majority of I don't have. I don't know that I have anybody that's really just jumping off the page. I mean, I got people that come through pretty steadily, but AJ Brown was down for a while. Hell, now I went ahead and put Caleb Williams in because I'm not sure about Daniels. So yeah, it's been injury. Injury has been the big thing across the board for everybody. Because I mean, we've got Tampa lost their number 1 and number 2 receiver last week.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I missed out on that too.
Yeah,
I missed out on that too. Somebody got Shepard before I could get to him, and then somebody already had Palmer, and somebody already had McMillan.
Yeah.
I think Lindsay grabbed McMillan. I can't remember, but
Angels got Shepard.
And yeah,
because she had Ayuk go down. Brandon Ayuk went down for the year.
Yep.
She had to pick up somebody, so she got Shepard.
if they get Cooper, man, that's gonna be crazy. Because I know that's the talks right now is that San Francisco is trying to get Cooper Kupp because Buccaneers.
Well, they
don't want him.
I've heard Cooper Kupp going to Minnesota as well. Don't know why.
Dude.
Could you imagine that? Cooper Kupp,
Jordan Addison,
and Justin Jefferson. Good God.
That would be insane.
Baby.
I would say my biggest surprise for the year would have to be probably like Brock Bowers, dude. Like I'm honestly debating on keeping him as a keeper because I got him like middle of the pack in the draft. Like I pulled him a little later, and I thought he was going to be good. I didn't think he was possible tight end 1 prospect. Like he's right there, dude. He's just like a point or two behind Kittle. Like it's so close.
He is the best receiver on the team. Period.
And now that Adams left, holy shit, dude, Bowers is going to be like, I'm really pleased. I've got Hunter Henry, like I said, as a backup, but dude, it's rare that that's even going to be needed.
Well,
that's how I felt last year with Laporta.
I'm going to tell you right now, I hope the Raiders let him eat because I've got him in another league, so I'd really like him to be.
Awesome.
Do you have another stick? Give me that.
That's awesome. Dude, everybody I talk to, they're all like, I have Brock Bowers. I'm like, I know, me too.
I mean, like literally the best tight end prospect to come out in
yeah, dude, it's been years.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I appreciate you letting me in the show. But Aaron Jones is about to spank up on some teams, so I have to watch for a minute. I mean, I have to watch Aaron Jones destroy him. I'm still a huge fan.
All right.
Thank you, guys. I'll see you. It gets lonely at the top, but I'd love to stay here as long as I can. Let's keep this rolling.
Good night to our number 1 Sin Eaters. Have a good night.
But enjoy.
Hey, I'm going to be high on this cloud till at least Tuesday.
Right.
Have a good one.
All right,
have a good night.
So For me, I guess
Damn, somebody popped a question on here earlier,
Bucky
and
Irving.
I was on the different. I was on my frigging brand page and wasn't paying attention. Trade Mahomes plus Brees Hall, or Kyron for Jaden Daniels, Tony Pollard, and Malik Neighbors. Redraft Superflex. Our receiver 1 is Jefferson, and other QBs are Anthony Richardson and Jameis Winston. I am 2-5. Can't decide which running back to trade. For Daniels, Pollard, Neighbors, you're gonna trade Mahomes, and man,
Who is this, and what league is that?
Pareko is his name. Sorry I missed him. I wish I would have had the damn chat up. I would not be trading Brees or Kyron, but I would trade Mahomes for Neighbors and Daniels, and maybe throw him a flex something, a flex player added to it. But yeah, I would keep Brees and Kyron. Those are two of the top backs in the league. That's tough to get rid of. You're 2-5 too.
It depends. I mean, it depends. So if your team is deep with running back, I mean, if you're sitting in a situation, well,
yeah, he didn't really say who his other running backs were. He said just those two running backs, Brees and Kyron. He didn't say anything about any of the other backups that he had. It's kind of hard to judge. Just going by those two running backs, I'd keep those two running backs. They're two of the literally
I agree. I was
honestly, looking at what he's saying, having Jefferson, it's a redraft superflex. You got Mahomes, Brees, Kyron, and Jefferson. Is this a 4-man league? Like, how did you get Brees, Kyron, Justin Jefferson's a first-round pick. Brees Hall is a first-round pick. Kyron Williams is a first-round pick. I'm thinking you in a spam league or something, or you've done some wheeling and dealing, because there's no ways you should have Brees, Kyron, and Justin Jefferson all on the same damn team. That unless the people you're playing with are just
don't know who the hell they have.
Don't know what exactly. Don't know what they're doing. Great draft. Keep your team. You're probably just having the problem I'm having, man. I got a stud team in one of my leagues that I'm in, and I just can't seem to place them together for the right weeks, man. I'm losing by like 5-10 points every week, and it's just can't seem to get those games. But don't give up. 2-5. My team's only 1-6, so you're sitting better off than I am. All right. Back to our talks. Sorry about that. Whoa, back to my bad. Can't believe I did not see this earlier. Wasn't paying attention when we were talking. Congratulations to Ben on being first.
Yeah, congrats, Ben. Biggest surprise on my team, Bucky Irving. Irving. Yeah. I had a feeling I'd heard about him out of Oregon. I heard he was pretty good. But, he seems to be an all-around back. And that three-headed monster in Tampa, man, I think that's what's going to be able to get them through this whole receiver problem they're having right now.
Dude, now me, Chris, and Lindsay have been talking in the chat, in our Facebook Messenger chat, because I posted something about that three-headed beast that they got in that running back field on the Tampa Bay Buccaneer page, saying that, with Evans and Godwin out, it's time for McMillan and Shepard to they're gonna have to step in, and it's got to be seamless. Can't be crazy, dropping passes, all the shit. You got to fill in for those other two.
Right.
But if those two can't do it, that three-headed beast, they need to get the groundwork going. If those three-headed beasts can get the groundwork going, then that's going to open up Shepard and McMillan and Palmer. And ended up getting a 3 likes on the comment or whatever, which ain't shit or whatever. But the comments, man, one of the likes was from this page right here. I'm trying to get there.
What was that?
Chris Godwin.
Oh, Godwin.
Chris Godwin, yeah. So yeah, that was, and I was like, me and Chris were like trying to go, and Lindsay, we're all in the chat like, is this a real Chris Godwin, or is this just some catfish person playing around as Chris Godwin or some shit? And then we're just joking about how the dude's only got like 155 people following him or something like that. It's kind of hard to think that Chris Godwin's only got that many follows.
Right.
And then he goes, but maybe he's new to this shit. I don't know. So we were just goofing off in the chat trying to figure out whether this is really Chris Godwin and like my shit on Facebook. I was like, I don't know, man. All these catfish, I don't know, all this catfishing out here, man. It probably ain't. I was like, shit. But no, it was just funny to see, because I was looking at, seeing, Josh Miller, Chris Holling, Chris Godwin. I was like, Chris Godwin? Like, kidding me right now? And I like clicked on it and then it showed him, and I was like, you fucking kidding me right now? Chris was like, if it is, it's cool as shit, bro. Goofy shit. Just fucking around. Yeah. Anyway, that was crazy. We were back to the Bucky Irvin and the Tampa Bay three-headed beast, man. It is. If Tampa can get that run game going this week, and then they play the passing on the more conservative side,
right? Use
the running game to open the pass rather than just being like what they've been doing.
And one thing that I had been thinking about. So these teams that have deficiencies at different positions, like Dallas, for instance, how long do they really think they're going to be able to sustain with Rico Dowdle and Ezekiel Elliott? I mean, how long do they really think they're going to get? I mean, because Dowdle is like a nobody. I mean, he's all right, but this is who you're going to try to lead your team with? I mean, and then you see a team like Tampa. Why can't these people say, hey, let me reach out there and see what I can do about getting one of those guys, because they don't need three of them. We can bring them in, and all of a sudden, boom. I mean, you could fix your whole problem. I don't know.
I mean, I understand what you're talking about, because I kind of feel the same way in Jacksonville with Etienne, and then you got friggin' Bigsby behind them, and then you got Dearness Johnson, who has proven himself playing in Cleveland, and who's proven himself playing for Jacksonville. Well, I mean, he ain't really had a lot of chances, but when he's touched the ball, he's proven that he can be efficient.
Right.
There are teams like that. New York, the Jets, they have like 3 damn running backs, and none of them are getting to touch the ball. You know what I mean? It's Breece Hall, and then
Braylon Allen. See, there. I'm glad you said that, because to me, that kid right there needs he needs the ball more, because he is a stud, dude.
When you got Breece Hall, it's kind of hard to be like, okay, I'm gonna give the ball to I'm gonna split the committee with everybody in the backfield.
I mean, why not? We see that happening all over the freaking league, though, man.
That's because these other backs aren't proving themselves. So of course they're running with the three-headed machine, because they're trying to find that back. Same thing in Tampa. They're not doing this because they want to do it. They're doing it because they're trying to figure out which one of these guys are going to be able to step up and be that man.
Cream going to rise to the top.
Exactly. Right. But Breece, they ain't doing that with Breece and Braylon over there. You know what I mean? Breece is the man over there. Same thing over in Denver. They're not doing that with Javonte Williams and McLaughlin and the other guy that Estime or whatever. Estime, I can't remember what it is. Something like that. But yeah, they're not doing that. Javante's the man over there. So
Mhm.
there are three-headed beasts all over the damn NFL,
Yeah.
but they're just not getting the chance on the field to
Well,
prove that they're a three-headed beast.
it's like Chicago. I mean, up until recently, Swift wasn't really running that well,
Mhm.
and
But see that Montgomery, Swift, that's Chicago. I was thinking
yeah,
Gibbs.
yeah.
Damn. No, but
But
they got a
Swift,
three-headed beast
and
there too. Roshan Johnson and friggin' Khalil Herbert and friggin' Swift. They
exactly.
got,
But they're not.
but
I
some of
mean,
them ain't
for
getting
the
to touch
most
the
part, they
ball.
don't spread
Exactly.
the ball out that much.
Yeah, and they don't. Swift plays 90% of the damn snaps because they're paying him all that damn money. So they're like, that's another one of them
So it's
Deshaun
all
Watson
back to
shit. You
that
know what I
again.
mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
exactly. But yeah, Detroit as well. Detroit's got a backup running back behind friggin' Gibbs and Montgomery that can show that he's something. I mean, yeah, Dallas.
I don't know.
I don't know what they're doing. Las Vegas don't know what they're doing because Mattinson has not proved that he can be it. White has not proved that he can be it, and
No, that's
whoever
good.
that the rookie is, Daub or whatever his name is, or Lob or
Oh,
whatever, they're not even giving him a damn
Loudly.
chance. Yeah,
Yeah, Loudly.
yeah, they're not even giving him the chance. They're just keeping going back and forth between those two and the other guy, Amir Abdullah. You know
Right.
what I mean? They're not giving the rookie a chance. So it's crazy. It's crazy. There's
I mean,
and same thing in the Jets. The Jets receiving core was horrible with Mike Williams out there and with friggin' Alan Lazard and you have this guy Malachi Corley on the bench that you've been comparing to friggin' Debo Samuel the whole damn offseason and the whole preseason, and you're not putting him on the field and giving him a chance because Aaron Rodgers friggin' is basically running your team.
yeah,
Like I feel like Aaron Rodgers is running your team at this point.
for the
Like
most part, yeah.
he's running that offense and he's calling the plays. He's doing what he do.
I don't know, man. I just
All right. Well, how you think D Hop's gonna do in Kansas City? You think he's gonna go out there and stand out?
I mean, we're talking about look, man. We're talking about a Andy Reid led team. I don't think there's going to be a problem. I think it's going to be seamless, and all that they're going to need him to do is run those short, intermediate passing range, passing routes, and then occasionally hit him over the top. I think you're going to see improvement not only with him, because he's finally getting the ball from a quarterback that's got some brains about him. But you're also going to see Xavier Worthy using him kind of the way they were intended. You know what I mean? He's a one trick pony for right now because he's a rookie. So it's all about using the speed, knocking the top off the, or doing the end around type shit to where he's using the speed. But D Hop's going to give him that ability because he's going to get a bulk of the passes like Rashee Rice was doing. So
I think this is where it comes in. Like, it's not going to be like it was in Buffalo where Cooper Kupp coming in opened it up for Coleman and Shakir. They were spreading the ball around last week. I don't think it's going to be the same thing for Kansas City.
Oh, you're talking about Amari Cooper? You keep calling him Cooper Kupp, so it fucks me up.
Yeah, it is Amari Cooper. God dang. I need to quit smoking that shit. I got my head over here calling him white boy. Yeah, Amari Cooper opened it up for Keon Coleman. Keon Coleman had one of his best games last week with Amari on the field. Right. Same thing for Shakir. Shakir also went over double digits in fantasy points. You know what I mean? So I'm thinking that it's not going to be the same in Kansas City, though. It's not going to open up Xavier Worthy and McCole Hardman because it didn't when Rashee Rice was on the field. It you know what I mean? Because Kelsey's also on the field too. So I believe that D Hop's gonna get his touches, but I don't think that it's gonna open it up for Worthy. But being said that, I do think that Mecole Hardman is probably the better of the two going forward if D Hop ends up getting a ankle sprain or a hamstring or some where he has to sit. I think Miko is the one that's going to get the better of the more of the targets
he's the
out of
most
those two.
seasoned. The most seasoned. He's got more
And
experience.
even this week, I think he'll probably see more targets because of the fact that it's D Hop's first week. And same thing for last week. Amari Cooper did not have the most targets on the field.
No. But I mean, we're talking about. Are we talking about over the long haul, or are we talking about like this week's game?
This week's game, I'm talking about Miko is probably the best option out of those three receivers.
Okay, I get what you're saying. Okay.
The long haul, if D Hop can stay healthy, is always going to be D Hop. I have faith in D Hop, but I'm just saying it's not going to open. It's not going to open the game for Worthy like everybody thinks this is going to do. Like I'm saying, Worthy is still going to struggle ups and downs because it's his rookie year, and it's just going to be like that. He's got so many drops. The dude is so tiny and so scared running across the middle that he's not catching the ball. It's going to be rough for him this year. Until he bulks up about 15, 20 pounds, it's going to be rough for him this year. He's going to have big games. He's going to have those games like he did, the week one, yeah. But most of his weeks are going to be just 1, 2, 3 catches, and you better hope he breaks it you better hope he takes it for the yard because it's not going to be. It's not going to be that big.
More than likely he's going to be like Valdez Scantling, where he's getting those type of passes whenever all of a sudden it breaks.
Yep. I will say now the defenses are definitely going to change on Kansas City. They're playing Kansas City. They're definitely going to start looking to that D Hop. You know what I mean? More.
Oh, yeah.
They're definitely going to watch that and make sure that don't develop. If I was any team, I'm having a Roman linebacker always staying in D Hop's area.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want him getting comfortable, or actually not him. I don't want Mahomes getting comfortable with him.
Wow.
If those two get comfortable with each other, that's dangerous. When Mahomes starts scrambling and then all of a sudden he's starting to see D Hop hitting the open area, that is too dangerous. The D Hop has the best hands in the league.
I agree. We're talking about an unbeaten Chiefs team. They did it without
an unbeaten ref team as well.
Oh my god! Okay. All right,
the refs be giving them shits, man. I'm telling you, bro. 30. He's got 30+ interceptions in 5 years that have been called back for some defensive offside or not even defensive offside, more BS shit like passing hands on a receiver after 5 yards, just weak ass penalties. Okay. Brady only had 32 of them in his whole 20-year career.
Well,
it's suspicious. It's suspicious that every time Mahomes turns the ball over with an interception, that shit gets called back. I'm sorry, it's suspicious as fuck to me, bro.
I can get that, but we got to remember, why is it that you hear that type of chatter about quarterbacks like Brady and Mahomes?
Because they're fucking winning. They're fucking winning.
They're at the top of their fucking game, man.
But you didn't see Brett Favre's interceptions getting taken back 40 fucking times in his career. You don't hear Joe Montana or Steve Young or fucking real quarterbacks like.
Yeah, well, I get it.
We don't hear all of that.
We're talking about different eras now. I mean, I'm just saying. Hold
on now. Brady and Mahomes are different eras. Brady just didn't want to give the fuck up, bro. That's most quarterbacks ain't playing 22 years in the damn league. So
true.
I think we talked about that. The longest career was
that was last week. We talked about that.
Yeah. And Brady was right up there. So I mean,
I get it. All right.
I'm
Well,
sure fantasy wise, I just don't. I'm just saying that Xavier Worthy, and I own Xavier Worthy. So
right.
if anybody's thinking I'm talking shit, I own him. He's on my team. I'll talk shit all I want because he's been doing shit all year. So I'm just saying that out of all these other receivers that have been traded,
Oh well, not,
Devontae Adams to the Jets opened up the game for Garrett Wilson last week. Yeah, I think that could be a dangerous fucking duo.
it could
If
be.
those, yeah, they
If
definitely
the
could.
Jets' dysfunction ever went away, then yeah.
Yeah,
But the Jets have
I
to get
definitely
over
believe
themselves.
that. I definitely believe that could be a dangerous duo, especially with Aaron Rodgers at the helm, because he's old, but he's accurate. You know what I mean? He's old, but he's
Oh, I get
accurate.
it. I
He
get
puts it on him. He's still got arm strength. I mean, not far as throwing the ball down the field, but we've seen that. But as far as throwing a 20-yard bullet, he's still got that. He just can't lob it
it.
60, 70 yards like he used to.
Right.
I just think that's a dangerous combo with those two receivers. And everybody's talking about, Garrett Wilson about to get traded before the deadline. I don't see it, bro. I don't see
No, I don't
Rodgers
think
being
it
like,
went out
I
that
don't want to
well.
play with you. Now, I could see Mike Williams being traded out, or I could see Lazard being traded out, but I don't
No,
see
Lazard is not going to go anywhere because Lazard was handpicked by Brady. I mean, by
Rodgers. Yeah.
Rodgers. Thank you. So yeah, he
Well,
was handpicked. He came over.
I could
from
see
Green
Mike
Bay
Thomas.
for a
I could see Mike Thomas getting taking a trade somewhere. I doubt anybody's going to go for him, but I could see Mike Thomas trying to get out of Mike Williams.
Yeah.
Mike Thomas is a free agent. Nobody got him. Yeah, Mike
Yeah,
Williams.
nobody wants him.
I could see him getting out of New York. Cooper Cup. I mean, Amari Cooper has definitely opened up the field for Shakir and Keon Coleman, which I think was the problem because they didn't have no go-to guy. So it was, Keon and Shakir. That's who they were looking at. That's why Samuel has not been touching the ball because that's who they were looking at. The other two. Yeah. But now you got Amari Cooper out there. That's definitely opened that offensive up.
You got a true route runner who is still very productive. So yeah.
So, what do you think? Do you think Cooper Cup does get traded? Do you think before the deadline this week?
Hell, anything's possible. I mean, honestly, anything's possible.
What about Myles Garrett? There's talks about Cleveland moving from him.
I can see that too, depending on I've been wondering who, because Detroit's going to make a push after losing Aiden Hutchinson.
You think so?
If they can't get the people on staff to replicate, they've got to do something. So they very well could make a trade for somebody. I've heard Max Crosby.
Yeah, I've heard Max Crosby as well, moving from Las Vegas, being moved.
Because let's face it, Vegas needs to they need to blow that team up and start from scratch. And because there's most of the talent that they had is pretty much gone.
Yeah, I would say so.
If anything, build off Brock Bowers and start fucking drafting.
Not only Brock Bowers, the one they drafted last year too, Michael Mayer, dude. They have a tight end core with those two. So build off your tight ends. You're damn right. Yep. Build you an offensive line. Get you a big beef. Go get Genty in the damn draft this year, and put him in that back. With an offensive line and build. You need a quarterback. You need a quarterback. You could go for what's his face in Colorado, Shadur Sanders. You can probably get him in the second, third round because I don't see him being a top QB like they keep blowing him up.
I don't know, man. So one thing I know he can do is pick you apart. He is accurate. And he's got a strong arm. It's just there's going to be other things to it. I mean, you know,
It's the ego. It's the ego. It's
yeah,
him
he better bring it down to earth.
him and Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter's ego, man. The crap that comes out of his mouth, man. It would as a NFL. If I was an NFL scout or GM and I was looking at next year's draft,
Yeah.
I would be steering clear. It's just the arrogance, you know.
I mean,
I know
having-
that you think, you know, you're the greatest, and that's great. I want you to have that mindset, but you got to be humble about some of it. You know what I mean? You can't just
bring it down, dial it down a little bit. I think,
dial
you
it
know,
back. Exactly.
So,
And I think that's more of
there-
Dion's shit because Dion's the one that's boasting them up. You know what I mean?
That's what basically what I was about to say. Look, I think there are certain positions that you can get away with that, but the quarterback position, I don't mind my quarterbacks. You know, they should carry themselves a little different. That was one of the things that I did not like about Baker Mayfield coming out. I didn't like it. Man, don't get over there. Start you grabbing your crotch. All that bullshit that you're doing, you know, toward the other teams. And there's a line between celebrating and having fun and then being disrespectful. To me, your quarterback shouldn't be disrespectful. I mean, if you want to get back at somebody else on another team for some shit they're saying or shit they're doing, beat them by fucking scoring. Beat them by getting the ball down the field and just beating the piss out of them with the score. You don't have to go out there. If you throw a touchdown pass, you don't have to go out there and grab your crotch at everybody. You don't have to go over there and talk all that shit. Fuck that. You just scored,
All right,
dude.
so
Let it
with
be.
all the prospects that are coming next year, who do you think is going to be the top one for NFL? Or, I mean, for fantasy next year?
Top prospect for fantasy. Oof. Wow.
As a rookie coming in, I mean,
I guess it depends on the situation because look, it's all gonna
I'm
boil
saying
down to
I'm
coach.
saying offensive side. That's what I'm saying. Offensive side, from tight end, just any offense. But defensive side is so hard to guess defensive side until you
Right.
start actually getting into the draft prospects and who's coming out. But the offensive side, we hear them every week talking about Heisman prospects or not Heisman prospect, Heisman candidates or.
I think
I'm telling you, man.
As much as I like Genty, honestly, he can rush for 1,000,000 yards, and I don't think he's going to get the Heisman Trophy. I don't. I just don't think he's going to get it because he's at Boise. You know,
I think it's going to be the receiver.
I think it's where he's playing, not how he's playing.
Hold on, let me find this guy's name.
You know, that's the shitty part about it.
Let me find this guy's name. This receiver.
You talking about out of Arizona?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name right off. I'm drawing a blank. I could have told you 3 weeks ago.
I'm gonna find him. Yeah, dude has been every highlight I seen. Dude's been a stud.
Yep.
Tataroa McMillan.
McMillan, yep.
Yeah, Tataroa. Tetairoa. Tataroa McMillan. That dude, 6'5", 212. Yeah.
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 Oh yeah, he's got a lot of potential.
Everybody keeps blowing up Travis Hunter. Dude's $185. He needs to put some weight on. Quit talking that smack because you're playing both ways.
And unfortunately,
First person to do that. First person to do that forever. I mean, you ain't seen this in my lifetime. In your lifetime. What? Bo Jackson? Your coach Deion Sanders? Eric Davis?
Bo didn't play 2 positions.
He played both ways.
No, he didn't.
Oh, he was a 2-sport. That's what it was. Yeah. You're right.
Charles Woodson.
Charles Woodson. I was going to say
Charles Woodson won
Ham
had won
Hester.
because of that.
Hester. He played both ways. He played receiver and cornerback, and he played kick returner and punt returner for a couple of years.
Yeah.
I believe Eric Davis played both ways. He played safety, and I think he played like fullback or receiver or something like that.
I don't know. I had to go back and check that. I don't remember all that.
I'm gonna check that right now. Or did Eric Davis play baseball?
He played baseball. Eric Davis. That's why I was like, wait, who are we talking about?
No, there's two Eric Davises, and I thought they were the same. I think they're the same person. Eric Davis played for the Atlanta Falcons. He was a safety.
No, you're talking
And then
about
Eric
Brian
Davis.
Jordan. Brian Jordan is who you're talking about. He played free safety for the Atlanta Falcons, and he played
Atlanta Braves. That's right. It was Brian Jordan. All right. So Eric Davis is the guy for the what? The Reds.
Yep.
Yeah. So who's this dude? What team did he play for? San Francisco 49ers?
Who are we talking about?
Eric Davis.
Oh, he's cornerback, right?
Yeah. He played for the Lions, the Broncos, the Panthers, and the 49ers.
Yeah. Oh, my.
All right. So anyway,
Well,
I think McMillan's going to be a stud.
McMillan,
especially if he goes to the right team. Especially if he goes to the right team.
A lot of it is. Look. I seriously think a lot of it is going to base. Everybody's going to say, "Oh, Shador." No. Oh, look, man. Most of the time, the people that are going to draft a Shador Sanders, it's going to be a team that's trash. You're going to have your teams that are struggling. It's going to be your fucking Carolina Panthers, or it's going to be your Raiders, who, for the most part, aren't put together well enough. I mean, the Raiders have stand a better chance, but
from the rankings I'm looking at, Shador is not the number one quarterback in fantasy or in college football. He's the number 3 ranked college football.
Well, I hope that
the first is Jalen Milroe for Alabama, and then the second is Cam Ward from Miami, and then Connor Weigman Weigman from Texas A&M, and then Garrett Nussmeier from LSU.
Right. I haven't seen very much of Nussmeier. I've heard of it. I've heard about him. I heard he's
and the same thing for receivers. Same thing for receivers. Travis Hunter is not the number 1 ranked receiver. McMillan is the number 1 ranked receiver in the draft. Burden is the number 1. Luther Burden III is the number 2 receiver.
He's out of.
And then,
I want to say Duke.
Who?
No.
Burden? No, he's out of Missouri.
Missouri, that's right. Okay.
And then you got Travis Hunter at 3rd, Isaiah Bond at 4th from Texas, and then Emeka Egbuka from Ohio State, who I like him as well. I think he's another one of them. Ohio State's just putting out receivers. Olave, Smith-Marset. If Smith-Marset can get a quarterback, man, I still don't trust Daniel Jones over in New York. If Smith-Marset, he can be that slot guy, you know what I mean, to Neighbors street guy or whatever.
Yeah.
But anyway, running back is of course Genty. He's number 1. Omarion Hampton from North Carolina. Excuse me, Expression is number 2. Caleb Johnson is at number 3 from Iowa.
What's the running back out of Oklahoma State? That's fudge. Trying to remember now.
Hold on, I'll find it.
He played pretty big last year.
said Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
Ollie Gordon.
Yeah, Ollie Gordon. Ollie Gordon played big last year.
Yeah, he's the number 3.
Yeah.
Or no, on this one he's number 3. On the other one, I think he was probably number 4 or 5. I had to go look him up. Yeah, he's number 3 on this one. Omari Hampton, number 2. Jenny, number 1. Caleb Johnson, 4. Dylan Sampson from Texas, number 5. Devin Neal from Kansas, number 6.
That running back out of Tennessee is pretty good as well.
Dylan Sampson.
Yeah.
They got both the Ohio State running backs ranked in the top 10. They got the running back from Michigan ranked 10th.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Neal or whatever. Neal.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to fantasy. All right,
Yep.
we've been on this motherfucker an hour and 15 minutes. Go ahead and get the matchups for this week. Yeah, the matchup for this week, we got the number 5 Dragons facing off against the number 12 Los Patos, the number 11 Bucks Life facing off against the number 3 Hammerheads. We got the number 4 Hendrix Mafia facing off against the number 6 Crushers. Looks like that's going to be game of the week. We got the number 7 Orange Crush facing off against the number 1 Sin Eaters. We got the number 2 Thad Castles team facing off against the number 9 Crimson Elephants. And we have the number 8 Showtime 29ers facing off against the number 10 Angels. So, and we also got game already going right now. Points already scored right now.
Kyron Williams has already scored. I've got the game going, kind of.
I got the game going as well, and
kind of glancing over the computer.
Damn, it's already the end of the first. 14 is holy crap. Yeah, well, Kyron Williams scored. He's on my team. He's on my team.
I like these guys.
I like that guy. I'm glad I drafted him.
Minnesota scored with Josh Oliver.
Actually, he's a keeper. Got him in a 14th round.
Josh Oliver? Oh. No, you're talking about Kyron Williams. I got you.
Kyron Williams, yeah. Josh Oliver, man. He was a Jaguar.
Yep. And then Sherfield. Sherfield was the other receiver that just scored a few minutes ago.
It wasn't Jefferson.
No, it was Sherfield. And I don't think anybody's got him. So
actually, I don't have to worry about Jefferson. I need to worry about Parkinson.
Yeah, well, I don't know. If you're lucky, maybe you won't come down with it. So
the tight end, man. That was good. Yeah. Anyway, sorry to Pareko for missing your question earlier. I still can't believe you got all 4 of those players in the same draft, but
for real,
I would keep your players and just start hoping you can match them up better.
Yeah. Congratulations, you weren't in a league with us, because you'd have never had those.
You'd have never had them. I'm pretty sure if you're in a 10-man league, you're not getting that draft, and if you're in a 12-man league, you're damn sure not getting that draft. You got to be either in
a
4 to a 6-man team league, because dude, Mahomes, I'm sitting here looking. Breece Hall was the number 3 guy on the fucking fantasy list. Kyron Williams was like number 8. I don't know.
Or he's playing with Amish people.
I'm thinking he got Justin Jefferson in the first, Breece in the second, Kyron in the third, Mahomes in the fourth. But I don't know. That's just crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. It's been another week. Thunderdome Fantasy Weekly Report.
Yep.
We tried to get a little bit more fantasy talk to you this time. I think we did that. We talked Jameis Winston. We think he's gonna step up.
Jameis.
Let's show him what's up, Jameis. Come out there and try to put it on Baltimore.
Hell yeah, I'd love to see that.
Talked about D-Hop, Amari Cooper, Devontae Adams, Mike Williams. We talked about all these players. Garrett Wilson.
current
Yeah.
players, you know.
Current
We
player.
even talked about retired players like Brett
We even
Favre.
talk. Yeah, I like Brett Favre.
Yeah.
Tom Brady. Joe Montana.
Yeah.
Eric Davis. Brian Jordan.
Today's show. Yeah, Brian Jordan. Wow, we went way back. Shador Sanders, Ashton Genty.
George. Yeah.
And today's show was brought to you by Irish Spring, Speed Stick. So and Sprite. So
No, it's not.
we're just kidding.
I'm just drinking it, and he just uses it. Like, they ain't sponsored by shit. All right. Sorry.
We're just saying it because I
Ain't got
use
shit
it
else to say. Yeah, because I use it, and I'm pretty sure other people drink it, and it damn sure ain't because of me. Shit.
People don't give a shit what I drink or what I
For real.
use in my underarms.
Or what I
So,
use on the
there you go.
monitor. Like, dun, 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 dun.
Yep. So
Well,
shit. Oh, those are nice pink shoes.
Coach of the week, David.
Coach of the week, David. That's right.
Godinez.
Brought to you by David Godinez.
Player of the week, Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson.
Cody Barton.
Cody Barton.
Cody
That's
Barton.
right. Absolutely.
We'll bring you next week's players and shit on next week's show. It's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fucking fun. We're out.
Real fun. Deuces.